Okay, so I had to redo mine because I can't tell a story from my life. But anyways, so like I dated this guy for like a year and a half, and our relationship was like kind of toxic in a way, not in a physical way, but in like an emotional, mental type of way. He was from San Jose, so it was quite a drive to get here, because he'd usually be the one driving because I wasn't able to drive to San Jose. Well, because one, I didn't have a car to take, and two, at that time I was going to college. Shout out to PUC, you know what I mean? Anyways, so another reason why we didn't work out was because of the distance. We had trust issues. So it was mainly him, because I was in college and that was really a big deal for him, because you know how college is and guys and whatever. Of course, you know, I did have trust issues too, but not as much as him. Like, we would FaceTime every night and fall asleep together on FaceTime, like every night, and he would still find a way to accuse me of, you know, doing something that you're not supposed to do, you know. Our fights would be like really big fights, and all these fights would be because one or the other doesn't trust them, or like accuses them of cheating or talking to other people, you know. It was mainly because of him, you know. Like, I was the one that was like saying sorry like 95% of the time. That ain't right. Like, I get you do have to say sorry when you know that you're wrong, but I was right, like at least 89% of the time. And I was saying sorry like 95% of the time, just because all of our arguments were stupid, and I was just like, okay, like this isn't even worth it, you know. And he would block me for a few days after we argue, and it was just really childish. So it was a routine where we would fight and he would block me, and then like a few hours later he would act like nothing happened, like we wouldn't fix anything, you know. Of course that builds up, and like one day I was just like, you know what, if you do this again, if you do this shit again, I'm leaving you. I told him straight up, like, I'm leaving you, you know, if you do this shit ever again, because I'm done with all this childish games, you know what I mean? And he was just like, yeah, okay, whatever. So of course he thought I was joking, and so, you know, one day he did that again, and I was like, okay, you know, I was for real, like, we're done, I'm done with this game we're playing, like it's not doing any good for our relationship. So I broke up with him, and he thought I was just kidding. What? He was getting ready to go to the Philippines for like 2 weeks, and he was like, okay, well, I'll text you whenever I can, I'll send you pictures, blah blah blah. And I was just like, what? Like, okay, I guess, you know. Of course, me being the stupid ass, you know, I didn't block him or anything, or just shit, I didn't set him straight, which is like a bad part on me, you know. So while he was at the Philippines, he was like sending pictures, he was messaging me, he was like, oh, I miss you, I can't wait to see you. And that's when I was like, okay, I gotta set him straight, you know. Which I get, like I was kind of, you know, dragging this on for a while, which was bad on my part. Like, I'm sorry, you know, but like, I was kind of clear that I was done and I was breaking up with you, but you just thought I was kidding, and I was like, what? But anyways, so I told him, I was like, you know, I'm done with you, you know, I'm sorry, but like, I don't feel the same way as you do. And like, he got mad and he was like, wow, you gave me hope for nothing, blah blah blah. And mind you, I was studying with my friends, and like, I just started bawling, and I was like, well, cool. Like, shout out to Angel and Michael for being there for me. Love you guys. So he was calling me names, he was blaming me for everything, and like, I was just like, okay, you know, I mean, there's nothing I can do to make this work because I'm drained. Like, I can't, there's nothing left in me to try it again, because I've been trying and trying and trying, and like, it was always the same results. So anyways, he comes back from the Philippines and he was like, oh, I got you presents, you know, can I come over? And I was like, no, like, what? And I was just like, you could give your presents to your sister. And he's just like, oh, it's just a shirt and like dried mangoes. And I was like, okay, well, you could eat the dried mangoes and give that shirt to your sister. And he's like, well, it's a gift for you, so. And I was like, okay, well, I don't want to see you. And he was just like, oh, well, he was just like, well, why don't you burn all the clothes that I gave you, burn all of the pictures that you printed of us, and block me on everything. And I was just like, whoa, like, what? So I was just like, you need to chill out, you know, because I'm not gonna do that. That's money, you know, like, you're burning money. So you're just like, do it, show me that you're actually done. And I was just like, oh, I have to show you that I'm actually done? Like, oh my god. Like, he needs like a little push. So like he said, I blocked him on all my social medias, just giving him what he wanted. And a few days later, I get like multiple requests from him, but like, it's a different account. Like, he made a different account and he's like, haha, I was just joking, can you unblock me, please, and stuff like that. And I was just like, really? Like, you're wasting your energy, man. He emailed me like 3 times saying like, hey, I miss you, please unblock me. And he would call me multiple times. And then he texted me and he was like, oh, I finally found a way. And I was just like, sorry, like, I'll block you on here too. And he has like 2 phones, so he started calling me on his other phone, but it was like, he blocked that number. So he got the point on like me being actually done with him, and he was just like, look, I'm sorry, can we at least be friends, and blah blah blah, like, I can't lose you. And I was just like, you know, I don't think that's a good idea right now, like, we just broke up, like, I can't see you, I can't talk to you right now, you know, like, give me some space. And then he started like threatening himself, and I was just like, okay, you want me to like call suicide hotline for you, because like, that's not a joke. He was basically threatening me that he was gonna threaten himself. So he thought that was a good strategy for me to get back with him. And I was like, Like, you know, I don't want anyone to hurt themselves because of me, you know what I mean? So I was just like, let me call suicide hotline for you. And he was just like, no, I need you. And I was like, he reached out to one of my friends that was my roommate before, and he was like, oh, can you screenshot Jess's page? And I was like, she screenshotted all that conversation and sent it to me and was like, yo, like, your ex is crazy. And I was like, yeah, I know, like. So he basically asked, like, oh, can you show me what she's been posting? And I was like, why do you need to know? So I was on my way to San Jose to celebrate my friend's birthday. Shout out to Anthony Wong, what up? On the way, I get like multiple texts from like different numbers. It was like 8 different numbers, 8 to 10, you know? And I was just like, who are these people? And like, they were all sending me their private parts, and was like, hey, what's up? I saw you on the ad. And I was like, did this guy actually do something? Like, did he actually, ooh. So I was like, what are you talking about? And then they're like, yeah, we got your number from the ad. We saw that picture of you. And I was just like, what are you talking about? So I called each numbers and it all went to voicemail, but like the voicemail wasn't a normal voicemail. It was like a weird one. So I was like, okay, this is probably an app and it's my ex. So I unblocked his number. I texted him and was like, hey, you know, I know it's you. I will have you arrested for harassment and blah blah blah. You know, my dad's a correctional officer. So, and then he was just like, what are you talking about? Like, I haven't talked to you in like a month and you come at me like this? Like, what is wrong with you? And I was just like, I'm not stupid. Like, I'm not stupid. I know it's you. And he was just like, well, I don't know what you're talking about. What numbers are texting you? And I was just like, you know what, whatever, we're gonna track down those numbers and it's gonna lead to your phone and blah blah blah. And he was just like, I don't know what you're talking about, good night. And I was just like, okay, whatever. So he texted me from a different number. It's like the numbers from those messages of those private parts. And he was just like, okay, I did it for attention, I'm sorry, blah blah blah. And I was just like, what? Like, he could have confessed when I confronted him, but no, he denied it. And then a few minutes later, he had to text me from a different number and be like, oh, well, you know, I did that for attention, I'm sorry. And I was just like, what kind of attention are you looking for? Like, you want me to hate you? I mean, he was a good boyfriend when we were like physically together. But like when I was in college and he was in San Jose, we were doing our own thing, like he was just a different person. So it's like I was dating 2 different people, which sucked. But anyway, so he comes by my house like in the middle of the night on 4th of July and he takes a video of him passing my house and was like, goodbye, Jennifer Lane. And I was just like, mind you, we live 2 hours away, like an hour and a half, 2 hours away. So I was like, why did you come by my house? And he was just like, oh, well, I was meeting up with someone. And I was just like, okay, and you passed by my house? Like, what? So he screenshots a conversation of him and a girl, and it said like they were meeting up and blah blah blah. He later confesses that he made that conversation himself. But basically, that's about it with my crazy ex. But yeah, yeah, like we haven't talked since then, which is a good sign, but yeah.